Warhammer Peak is a new raid that was just released, and man is it frustrating. The boss's name is Ernest and he means business. The mechanics are relatively simple, but they often overlap each other and many are extremely RNG based. They're so RNG based that literally 25% of the time we had to wipe the raid because of those uncontrollable mechanics, forcing us to. In my honest opinion, I think that this is a very just bad boss encounter with lackluster programming, and because of this, many average guilds will have a very difficult time clearing this encounter. Either way, if your objective is to clear Warhammer Peak, here I am now to tell you everything that you need to know. Taking a look at the room that we find ourselves in, the entire encounter space is just one big circle, and all you need is just one marker in the very center of the room for reference. Throughout the fight, you're going to want to have every single person in the raid kind of loosely stack around this purple circle while the tank attempts to tank the boss facing away from the raid. As soon as you pull the boss, you'll see that you have to keep away from the death rings at the edge. This entire room is set up so that if you step outside of the ring, you will die. Immediately, you'll see this boss does a cleave ability where he sort of smashes, so make sure that you do your best to avoid that every time he throws it out. Living bombs are a constant struggle in this fight. If you get these living bombs, simply get out of the raid. And a lot of people were having issues with this, so here's kind of an easy way to deal with this. When the living bombs go out, look over in the upper left-hand corner of your screen and you'll see an icon that shows you every single person that has one. Know where your name is, and as soon as the living bombs come out, if you see that icon above your name, get out of the raid. Next up, he will mark 2 people with this attack, and you have to basically stack to share the damage. Just have every single person in the entire raid stack on the purple circle, and you'll be able to distribute that damage effectively. The tanks in the fight need to pay particular attention because once they get 20 stacks, they'll be inflicted with this ability where they need to go to the very edge of the room because they're going to explode. After they explode, they can make their way safely back into the raid. You'll see that these circles appear on the ground to indicate drop locations for meteors. Simply have at least one person standing in each of these so that you can prevent the raid from wiping. Now, these meteor drop locations appear in different ways, so sometimes they double up, sometimes they're closer together or farther apart. Just keep an eye on that and make sure that you get all of them. 3 times throughout the fight, you will go into what I call the sword phase at 75%, 50%, and 25%. During this time, the boss will essentially go immune to damage, and so what you need to do is you need to designate one person for everybody to follow, move around the room as a group, and destroy all of these swords. For the first phase, you can kill all of them kind of in whatever order you want. We just kind of went in a clockwise fashion, but every time you destroy a sword, it explodes and deals massive damage. So you want to move quickly because if you take too long, they'll all explode and wipe you, but you also want to take enough time in between each sword destruction so that your healers can heal you. Later in the fight, you can't just simply damage all of the swords, you have to pick them in a specific order, and so when we get to that part, I'll explain it. Throughout the fight, 4 people will be marked with something called Mana Flame Chop. A big purple line will be dropped on your character and you're basically tasked with moving it out of the raid and also trying not to overlap with another Mana Flame Chop from another character. Simply bring it out and make sure nobody dies. This next part is crucial. So randomly throughout the fight, you're going to see a notification that says move towards the center quickly because the boss is going to attempt to push you and pulsate to move you outside of the ring, which will of course kill you. You can either use flash to roll towards the center, or what I like to do is if I brought flash, you can hold down your military skill ability, choose Iron Will and use it because Iron Will will make it so that you don't move. I just wait till the second pulse, use Iron Will, and then I can sit there and attack the boss freely. Okay, 50% marks the beginning of the second sword phase, which I actually think is the hardest part about this fight. And you'll see here, it looks kind of confusing. All of these swords are kind of tethered to one another, and it looks confusing, but the way that you want to do this is you want to designate one person. We designated our tank with a green square above his head, and he's going to move around and find the swords that are not immune to damage. Half of these swords are immune to damage, and the way that you can kind of think about this is imagine a line of swords with the boss at the very end. What you want to do is you want to work from the beginning with a sword that does not have anything else attached to it, like an end sword. You look at the end sword, attack it, blow it up, and then move to the next sword that is on the very end. If you find a sword that has more than one tether or red line attached to it, that sword will be immune. And so you want to work your way from the back all the way to the front, the back being places where the swords are on the very end, and move your way to the center, eventually where the boss will be. So you destroy these swords as quickly as possible, get to the boss, and then that will conclude the phase. Sometimes you can just leave the very last sword up because it'll be so close it's just going to explode anyway, so kind of kill the second to last sword and then just wait, heal up, and survive the explosion. So those are all the mechanics that you need to know. The rest of the fight is just going to be kind of rinse and repeat, but near the end of the fight, it gets kind of insane. The boss is pulsating, trying to push you out of the ring. Meteors are falling down, living bombs are going out, the cleave ability is going down, and it just gets kind of like just very, very hectic. So basically just keep your head on straight, make sure that you slow down and do all of the mechanics properly, and hopefully if RNG is on your side, you'll be able to down this boss. Like the video and share it if you enjoyed, and now I'm going to let you in on our Discord chat so you can kind of walk through the fight with us from beginning to end. Enjoy your day.
Oh, we got another person right before we started.
Doesn't bomb right now.
Got them. Okay, bye. Yeah, go ahead. Wait for Meteor. We're good. Watch out.
Don't stand in AoE. Okay, follow that.
We're gonna go clockwise with it.
Did you just blow up?
Yes. No.
Yeah, we had
Someone
one.
blew up the middle one.
The middle one blew
Good,
up.
someone
Yeah,
did.
so any people are targeting and doing shit, right? Alright, we got it.
No,
Oh, we just took some firebomb damage too. Didn't do that much damage though.
Yeah, it's
it one, it one shot me. That was real fun.
I'll take care of it. Bombs out. That should be good by the next 50 days or whatever.
Knock him.
Bombs out.
On his throat. That was weird.
Well, at least this time the living bombs aren't killing us. That's definitely better.
It's on his suit.
Watch out. Move those. Alright. And one's coming right through. Who's that?
Yeah, that's my 900.
You're good.
Freezing up.
Meteors.
Range. Slow DPS. A bit. Actually, no, we can keep DPS. We'll be fine.
Alright, we got. Oh shit. Hey, we're missing one. Oh shh.
Whew.
Barely. Okay, bombs,
Oh.
bombs. Now slow DPS.
Yep.
I'm gonna kill you,
hit
Moto.
20 stacks. Let Queen hit 20 stacks real quick
Okay.
before we hit 50.
Okay.
Oh, center.
Slow DPS, wait for this.
Completely stop it.
This is where we use the flash and iron will.
Yep.
Okay. Follow Moto. Target Moto. It's on the other side.
Yep.
Oof, this is gonna be rough.
Well,
That was some
Stay,
bad on-
stay as stacked as possible, please.
Yeah.
Follow Moto.
we got 3 right in line here.
Okay.
Where's the next one gonna be? All the way across. We gotta go across the map.
Okay, run.
And then there's gonna be one over here. I'm already halfway to it. Then I gotta wait to see which after this one blows up which one. Right next to it.
Good job. Alright, if we have another Bard ult, use it, please.
And then it looks like it's gonna be the middle one. Yup, middle
Okay,
one.
we should be good if we kill this one. Just let the last one explode on its own. Let the
Yup,
last
we're
one
good.
explode.
Boom. Heal. Heal, heal, heal.
Well done. Keep the healing going.
And look
There
how
you
much
go.
time we had. Nice.
Okay, we're gonna have to do that again at 25%.
Left in,
Get out of there, get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. Come on, guys.
Oh.
Thunder truck.
Oh,
He went splashed right in.
Oh, one
Okay.
dead.
Good to go.
Someone just say last res.
no, we have 3 out of 3.
Oh,
So there's still 3 reses. I'm
Yeah,
staying
yeah,
dead
listen.
until.
Let's have Exodus,
No, it's
Magistro,
using.
and Denial
I
Res.
wasn't even using yet, honestly.
think
Stack
so?
and stack
I
and
was
stack.
gonna
No,
say
I don't
right
think
before
so.
25%.
Stack.
Yeah, right before that last sword phase. So we don't freaking lose anybody on stupid. Don't res wait before last
Actually,
final sword phase.
I would rather Exodus go ahead because we need healers anyway. We're always gonna need healers.
Yeah.
So
Exodus
Exodus.
isn't a healer though.
Okay. Oh, he switched back. Never mind.
He's
He
damn
was
good.
an Archon. He was an Archon.
Yeah.
He wasn't up to gear
There we
score.
go. There we go. Get ready for
Okay.
the first fight.
Bonk.
Okay.
Wait to use roll until like the second or third. There we go.
Iron will work really well as well. Just to get everybody
Yeah,
hopes up. Meteors, meteors, meteors.
Meteors.
Everybody.
You see a
Everyone.
blue circle, get in it. Oh. Go Div.
Everyone.
We're good. We're good.
Come on.
We're good.
Nice.
Oh, and Div didn't die. I got 19 stacks.
They get ready to dodge some freaking
Living
there it is.
bomb.
There it is.
And I got a bomb. Stone's gonna pop.
Well done.
Come on guys, let's wrap this up. We got one more sword phase to do, so get ready to target Moto.
Got 5%.
Come on, get off my cross, get off my cross, get off me. Get off
Clear
me.
out.
Good job. Alright.
I like Ramses to res, please. We need heals. I would also like Magistro and Denial to res.
There it comes, there it comes, there it comes.
Oh,
Okay, wait. Stop
wait,
DPS. Stop.
Stop DPS. Stop DPS.
All DPS, no more. Oh
Shit.
shit.
Stop doing it.
It's
Stop
alright,
doing it.
we're good.
Just target Moto.
Alright, come on
Hey,
Moto.
I'm Bard ulting.
Magistro, we need Denial to res, please. And
Yep, I'm up.
okay, we're good. We're good.
Come on,
okay.
come on, come
Target
on, target
Moto.
Moto, let's go. Hurry
Stay
up,
in
come on guys. Come on guys, stay together.
Well done, good
Do this. Follow the green square, follow the green square. Good job guys, good job, follow them.
We're gonna need to start going a little faster. And Moto.
Clean them up, clean them up, clean them up. Next, come on RNG.
Middle.
Yeah, this is actually not bad RNG. Middle, guys.
Come on, hit it, hit it, hit it.
And then the outside.
Everything you got.
Which outside?
right next to us.
Okay, we can leave the
There.
last one up.
Let's just kill it.
No, I'd say leave
Well,
it.
And heal.
Leave it up. Yep.
Because we can't hit the ball.
We can't, but
We had plenty of
Now
time.
we-
Holy shit. Good job.
okay, heals, heals, heals.
Come on, heals.
Okay, good.
And
good.
don't forget mechanics. We still got bombs.
Yep.
We still
Yep.
might have meteors. Don't forget anything.
Bombs out.
Spread out.
Constant that. He's probably just gonna start spamming mechanics a lot faster now, so be wary. Well, they usually do when they get low.
Stack up.
Stack them, stack them.
People with lines.
If you got the lasers, move out. Come on,
Clear
guys.
out. Somebody's.
No, we're
Clear
good.
it
We're good.
out.
Okay. You're good. You're good.
I'm dead.
Bombs.
If you got bombs, get out. Bombs out.
Good job. Nice.
Come on, let's clean this up. Let's clean this up. Alright, here we go. Here we
Center,
go. There's
center.
another.
Everybody.
Iron Well. Where'd you have it after the second bounce? Iron Well. Oh,
We're good.
you got
No, we're good. This is a wrap. We
3.
got this.
meteors.
Meteors.
Get in the meteors. Just get into
Oh,
them. Be
yeah.
safe
I don't
and get
care
into them.
who
Be
you
safe
are,
and just
get
get
it.
into them. Get
Need
everyone.
somebody. Okay, good.
Everyone. Awesome. Alright.
Yay!
Let's go finish it.
Well done,
G
Good.
fucking G. G fucking G, guys.
Good
Yeah.
job. Good job. Hell
Thank you,
yeah.
everyone.
Good job.
We don't need 25 people.
Well done.
24, right?
Why can't I click the red packet? Oh, there it is.